Hello, I'm investigative reporter Robert Riggs, the founder of the Webby Adori podcast, True Crime Reporter. And I'm one of the executive producers of the new crime show that we have spun out of the podcast called Freed to Kill, currently streaming on Fox Nation. I spent 3 decades in television news and know the value of connecting to an audience on many levels. And one of my frustrations about current podcast apps is that the audience can only listen. To do our podcast, we pore over case files and obtain mugshots, crime scene photos, and documents that we can't share with the audience. You can only get that multimedia experience on our blog. But Adori Labs makes it possible for our fans to now both listen and watch our podcast on the phone in the palm of their hand or on a mobile device or on YouTube. As our audience listens, they can see images synced to the audio on the screen of their mobile devices. Here's a demonstration of one of our stories called The Broomstick Killer.
On Saturday night of August 6, 1966, 3 teenagers parked their car at a high school baseball field to listen to music near Fort Worth, Texas. The top 20 hit that month was Summer in the City by the Lovin' Spoonful. Dressing so fine and looking so pretty, sang the band's leader John Sebastian. 16-year-old Edna Louise Sullivan, a pretty blue-eyed high school basketball player known as Louise, playfully wrote her name in mascara on the car window. Her boyfriend, 17-year-old Robert Brand, the car's owner, and his cousin, 16-year-old Mark Dunham, who was visiting from California, shared in the fun with Louise. But the idyllic moment was about to turn into a nightmare. 20-year-old Kenneth McDuff, not long out of prison on parole for a string of burglaries, snuck toward the teenager's car. 18-year-old Roy Dale Green followed McDuff carrying a broken piece of a wooden broomstick handle. McDuff had told his running buddies that, quote, "I'm going to kill somebody. I've killed people before and I like it." He gripped a .38 caliber revolver and threw open the car door.
Adori provides another source of revenue in addition to programmatic and host-read audio ads. We can also monetize with contextual advertising based on keywords that will help advertisers target and keep my audience engaged. The editing function in the back end of the Adori app also has an intuitive interface. It's simple to drag and drop photos and videos to the audio timeline at the point that you want them to appear on the screen. Another feature that I like is geolocating crime scenes. Our audience can see the exact location of where the crime occurred, which helps keep them engaged. We have been posting our podcast episodes to YouTube featuring a static thumbnail image in place of a video, and we're missing out on growing our audience. According to YouTube podcast lead Kai Chuck, a visually enhanced podcast on YouTube gets twice the number of views. So Adori will help us improve audience engagement. It also enables us to easily produce a multimedia podcast on YouTube that's suitable for watching and listening to on big screen TVs. Now we can give our audience an interactive experience on our podcast. Adori Labs is truly the future of audio. I'm Robert Riggs.